Concern growing Tuesday as increased shelling at the Israel-Lebanon border raises the prospect of a broader regional conflict. Israeli Defense Minister Yoav Gallant continued his Washington meetings, joining Secretary of Defense Lloyd at the Pentagon, who called for a diplomatic solution.
Hezbollah's provocations threaten to drag the Israeli and Lebanese people into a war that they do not want. Such a war would be a catastrophe for Lebanon, and it would be devastating for innocent Israeli and Lebanese civilians.
Gallant said Israel was at a crossroads that would impact the entire Middle East.
In the north, we are determined to establish security, changing reality on the ground, and bringing our communities safely back home.
Israel has rejected Hamas's demand that a temporary ceasefire in the 8-month-old conflict would result in the end of the war. One analyst told VOA that Gallant is a key link for the United States as it continues those negotiations.
The Biden administration has generally seen Defense Minister Gallant as an actual ally in this endeavor. Gallant, of note, sort of offered his own post-war plan several months ago. It wasn't bought off by the Netanyahu administration. So I think Secretary Austin and Secretary Blinken believe that they have some sort of willing partner in Gallant that could be a sort of useful intermediary with the Netanyahu government.
The war began October 7th when Hamas launched a surprise attack on Israel, killing 1,200 people and taking some 240 people hostage. Gaza's health ministry, which does not distinguish civilians from combatants, says more than 37,000 Palestinians have died since the beginning of hostilities. At the United Nations Tuesday, Humanitarian Affairs Officer Yasmina Guerda warned that the situation in Gaza is dire.
None of them have living conditions. What they have, if you look closely, is survival conditions, and barely. They're holding on by a thread.
The U.S. State Department said Tuesday many land aid convoys in Gaza are not reaching civilians due to criminal targeting.
The work remains ongoing. The situation is still incredibly dire. We need to continue to get more humanitarian assistance into the north and, of course, address the stagnation and, in some cases, the reversal in situation in the south.
Miller said an end to the conflict is the only reliable way to end the suffering in Gaza. Katherine Gypson, VOA News.